Talking Bobby Whitlock and the album Layla today. I just got news earlier today that Bobby Whitlock passed. And Bobby was a terrific musician whose probably his single greatest achievement was his contributions to this album here, Layla and other assorted love songs by Derek and the Dominos. For a chance to kind of hear Bobby's work, number one, he co-wrote with Eric Clapton nearly every song on this record. I would highly recommend you listen to a song called Any Day. It's one of my favorite songs on the record. It was once, I heard it described as a chariot race with kind of Clapton and Duane Allman, who famously guested on this record, kind of trading work, trading lines on that song. And anyway, Eric's playing on it is terrific, and his singing, and then Bobby takes he sings, I believe, the second verse or the third. Either way, he sings one of the verses and he sings background all over it. And between the three of them, really, in the whole band, it's really kind of the essence of this record. I mean, it really encapsulates what Eric was trying to get across with this record, Layla. So check that out. Or I should say, listen to Thorn Tree in the Garden, which is Bobby himself essentially playing acoustic guitar and singing. It's really unique that he gets to take what is the final words on this record in the form of Thorn Tree in the Garden. So it's really like he kind of wrote his own send off with that one. So I shared a little clip of that in my story. So be sure to listen to it. Again, this is Layla, another assorted love songs. You probably know the backstory. I'm going to give it to you real brief. Eric Clapton had fallen in love with the wife of his friend George Harrison. Her name was Pattie Boyd, and he had fallen in love, went off to write all these songs. He'd gotten off the road with Delaney Bonnie, playing with, and he'd gotten familiar with the backing band, including Bobby Whitlock. They went off to England and wrote basically the majority of this album, then flew over to the States, Criteria Studios in Miami, to record the record. It was being recorded and produced by Tom Dowd, who was also instrumental in producing the Allman Brothers Band stuff. They had done Idlewild South together, and then he had produced their At Fillmore East album, which had not yet been released at the point when they got in the studio and recorded this, but it would come out just later that same year. So anyway, down at Criteria Studios, Dowd had introduced Duane to Eric and Eric to Duane. Eric invited Duane to show up to the studio. And according to Bobby Whitlock, years later, they said they were really kind of struggling. Like, they had these great songs, but they just weren't finding the magic, and the drug use had really started to kick in, and they weren't getting anywhere until Duane showed up and kind of kick-started the whole thing and just added fire to it. So,
sad breaking news from the music world today. Fans across the globe are mourning the loss of Bobby Whitlock, the legendary keyboardist, vocalist, and co-founder of Derek and the Dominos. Whitlock's manager, Kaye, confirmed the heartbreaking news, revealing that the musician passed away on August 10, 2025, at the age of 77 after quietly battling cancer. His team shared that he died peacefully at his home in Texas, surrounded by family. Born in 1948 in Memphis, Tennessee, Bobby began his music career in his hometown during the late 1960s. His early performances eventually led him to join Delaney Bonnie, where he met Eric Clapton, Carl Radle, and Jim Gordon. Together, they formed Derek and the Dominos in 1970. The band's only studio album, Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs, remains a defining work in rock history, with the title track, Layla, becoming one of the genre's most iconic songs. In later interviews, Bobby revealed that the group's split was caused by internal conflicts, as well as struggles with drugs and alcohol. Following the breakup, he stepped away from the spotlight in the 1980s and 1990s, choosing to raise his children on a quiet farm in Mississippi. Family was at the center of his life. He was the proud father of Ashley Faye, Bo Elijah, and Tim Whitlock Kelly, and shared a close bond with his sister, Debbie Wade, who supported him through the highs and lows of fame. Bobby Whitlock's music touched millions, and his work with Derek and the Dominos remains a cornerstone of rock history. Our deepest condolences go out to his family and loved ones. May his soul rest in eternal peace.